Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I thought I would go over what I'm using, what I have been using for the last 4 months, and I'm going to also talk about my purchases and what I'm using in 2026. I also was gifted these 3 pens and some gorgeous inks from Private Reserve, and I'm thrilled with them. This one is Mocha Mousse, and it's a Monteverde pen. I got all of my pens in fine. I am always a fine or an extra fine. This is by Conklin. This pen is absolutely gorgeous. It is also it's a self-filling pen. It's really cool because it has this lock right here that, if you can look carefully right there and see that seam, what it does is when you push this down, this right here is called a bladder. When you push this down, it puts pressure on the bladder and pushes all the air out. So when you're filling it, you push all the air out and you put it into your ink bottle and then you let it go and it fills the pen up. So it's really, really cool. So this is trademarked because this was, these were made years and years and years ago. So I think that's really cool. This one's called the Mark Twain. It's absolutely gorgeous. Another pen in fine. And then this one is my most favorite, another Monteverde. It's a one-touch engage. It looks like a roller ball or a ballpoint pen, but you can fill it with any kind of fountain pen ink that you want. It's so cool. I love this one. So that's my new pens. Oh, I should probably show you the inks. So I got this Copper Noir. I got this Infinity Brown by Private Reserve. I got this Infinity Black by Private Reserve. And then I got the Conklin Classic Black. The only thing I don't like about this one, let me show it to you. It's very purple. And it even looks purple when you're writing with it. I did some samples or some swatches here. I'll show you. So you can see how this one's really black and see how purple that one is. But this is the Private Reserve Brown, and then that's the Copper Noir. Oh, I love that color. It's beautiful. My timer is going off, telling me that my laundry is ready for me to switch it. So I'm gonna go do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. You probably have noticed that there's something new. I had originally set up this 5x8 Day Designer to be my business planner. I liked the way this looked. I liked the calendar, but I've realized I'm not a spiral girl. This might look different than a regular 5x8 Day Designer, because what I did was I took the cover off, and I think it was July to June. So I took out all of July and August and only left September. Took the cover off, put a bigger spiral on. Spirals are just not for me. So what I did was I have this A6 undated Wonderland. And I've discovered that I'm a notebook girly through and through. I do love rings, but I'm just a notebook girl. And so I'm gonna try to stop fighting that and try to stop buying things that are just not for me. Anyway, so like I said, this is undated, and all it is a weekly, okay? So you have your calendar, then you have your weeks, and then there are some blank pages back here Not enough for a whole year, but there are some blank pages back here, which is totally fine for me. That works just fine. So what I did was I used my September Hob Sticker Co. subscription, and I set up my monthly calendar. That subscription comes with all your numbers, your days of the week, like this, a bunch of Septembers. It comes with a lot of things. I have done videos on Lisa's subscription before, so if you want to look back in earlier videos, you can see that. So what I have written down here is just things I want to do. I had wanted to do this week before I did a launch today at 7 p.m. I have actually done all of this work this morning. So I'm going to check all of that off. My launch is tonight at 7 p.m. I have an Etsy. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and check that out. There is a link to my shop there'll be a link to my shop in the description. And then it just repeats like that. So there's all these weeks. And then you have a review, a review of your month, and then an overview of the next month. And then it goes into the same thing, calendar, then your weeks. And then all this is just a blank notebook. And I've used it for some ink swatches for Emily Grace palettes. For her inks, I have ink swatches here from Yafa Brands. And then this is orders that I got the other day. So this is all just blank pages. So I really, really enjoy this. I've actually started using it as my wallet. I keep my most used cards here. I need to tuck in all of my cards that I don't use in here. And there's a note in here from my son that's in case of emergency. So this is what I'm using for my business. This is going to go into 2026 with me. And this is what I'm using for my everyday planning and memory keeping. Oops, let's put this back in here. So this is my everyday planning. This is a Paperbound Studios B6. You can see she's chunky. I have 5 different stencils in here. These are all from Watch Becca Create. So as I was saying, this is a Paperbound Creations. I have just a bunch of charms on here. When you open it up, I have a lot of most used stickers in here. And this is my Hobonichi Weeks. I was using it prior to how I'm using it now. I don't really want to show how I'm using it because it's private. But this is how I was using it before. And it was just a notebook, really. And then it was my everyday planner. I can show you this kind of stuff. So it was just an everyday planner. Now the way that I'm using it is because as you can see, like some weeks I used it really well, some weeks I just did not. So the way I'm using it now is I am on an app called Marco Polo with a couple of friends. And what I do is I take notes on what they say. I'll just cover this up. I'm not using it. I didn't use it a lot this week, but prior weeks I have. These are just stickers from Kubo and Lucy. And what I do is I take notes on this side about what my girlfriends say so that when I chat back, I can remember what I wanted to say. So that's how I'm using that. And it's under the strings. So I have a cover, just a jelly cover on this, and it's under those strings. And then this is my chunky bad boy. This is my Wonderland 222 B6 all in one stacked. I have these up here because the way I was holding my pen was I would just stick my pen under here, under these ollie clips. I love doing that. Actually, this is the pen, so let's just, I'll show you how I was using it. So that's how I was doing it. And then I just have some trackers in the front. This was how I was doing all of my sales for the month, but as you can see, like these are all my August sales, and it's going to be too bulky to keep 3 months of sales in here. So I've moved that over to here. And then I have some trackers over here that I have not kept up with. This was my August tracker. I didn't even do one for September because I'm not good at using trackers. So I started this in June, and this is how I use my weekly layout in this planner. What these colors represent is I have a small daycare in my home, and each daycare family has their own color. And as you can see, I did not start this in December. This is a 2024, and all that I've done is just redate it because I wasn't sure if I was going to like this planner, so I really didn't want to spend, you know, $50 or $60 on a planner. So I got this, I think it was like half off, so I may have paid $25 for it. So if you're on a budget, this is a really great way to even get a planner for next year. Just buy a 2025 planner and just redate it. You don't even need to use stickers. I've used stickers on it, but you could just white it out and you could use a pen and just redate it. It all depends on how picky you are. But if you want to have a nice planner and you want to use stickers, this is a great way to save money, is to buy a planner from the previous year. So that's how I use my weekly, is it's just my daycare schedule. In August, I did a scrap a day, and what I did was I used this old Martha Stewart scalloped punch, and I just punch out a piece of trash or ephemera that represents my day, and I just glue it in here with simple glue. And then this is all of August. My granddaughter decoed this page up for me. And then we go into September. I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing a scrap a day. Here is this week. My granddaughter started kindergarten on Wednesday. And so I used a bunch of bright stickers on my weekly layout. I'm not usually a bright sticker girl, but I did that for her. At the top over here, I track all of my social media. And then I will fill out this. As you can see, just like I said, it says March. All I do is cover that up with whiteout and put stickers over it. And I have my October calendar all set up. So I have this all set up all the way through December. Wonderland 222 is sending me. I'm feeling very excited. Wonderland 222 is sending me one of their 2026 B6 all-in-one stacked. So I'm really excited to be using that. And then in the daily pages in the back, this is how I use them. I just write the date at the top, I sticker a bunch of things, and it's a literal to-do list. That's all that it is. Some days I have a ton to do. Some days I really don't have anything to do. So this was a Friday that I really just didn't do much in, but this is what it looks like, and I'm super thrilled with this planner. I feel like B6 is quite a happy size for me. I don't have a lot of white space. I get to use as many stickers as I want. Are you making noises, Madden? Are you making noises? So, yeah. This has been a really great planner for me. And I'm really happy to be continuing with it in 2026. I did go in on a Hobonichi order with a friend, and I got another Hobonichi Weeks. I got the 2026 Liberty fabrics. I got the large drawer pouch in the same Liberty fabric. I got a couple document cases, and then on the little craft place, I ordered an A6 5-year for Luna. Someone had gifted me with a B6 size 5-year, and it's really just too big for me. So I'm going to be using the A6 5-year. And then, oh, look, I've got bread dough in my nail. So I'm going to be using the A6 5-year, and then Amy Roberts from See Amy Draw. She ordered from Hobonichi an A6 Techo, and she didn't need the cover, and you have to order a cover when you do an order with Hobonichi this year. So she ordered for me the Moomin, the A6 Moomin cover, because I really want that for Luna. So anyways, this is what I have. This is what I'm using currently, and now you know what I'm using for 2026. The same thing. This is working. It's been working really well for 4 months. I'm going to continue to do this in 2026. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and I will see you in the next one.